Well, good morning. Lynn Evans back again. This week I would like to talk about some of the interesting ceramics that we found in this house. They really tell us about some of the changes that were happening in the 18th century in the British ceramic industry. All of the ceramics I'm going to show you today came out of the root cellar area, and most of them are things where we have pieces from the same vessel from this year and from last year. So let me start with a tin glazed earthenware. Now this is just a plain white tin glazed earthenware. These were very common ceramics at this time. This is what the British were making. You can see it's kind of thick. It's very white. Last summer we found this piece, these two pieces actually, and this year we found a third piece which doesn't mend exactly but does seem to somehow be from the same vessel. It's probably actually something that had a little lid on it. The top is very flat, but it's not finished. And we also found this summer part of a bowl, possibly that was designed to match. This looks like maybe a sugar bowl. It's got quite a curve to it. Now, what the British were trying to do was recreate Chinese porcelain, and here is an example of Chinese porcelain. You can see how it's much thinner, it's almost translucent, it's very, very white, and these are pieces of a saucer. So last year we found these two pieces, and this year we found this piece, and you can see now the man in the boat and his head have been reunited, and we have a lovely scene. We found some other pieces over the years with a very similar pattern in other parts of the fort as well. So this is what the British were trying to do, and in the mid-18th century, Josiah Wedgwood figured out how to do this, and this is how he became so famous that we still have Wedgwood pottery today. And what he developed was creamware. Example of a creamware plate. You can see it's much thinner than the tin glaze was. The glaze is really almost clear, but they figured out at this point how to make a cream body. And so it's not pure white. That comes in the early 19th century or the very, very late 18th century. But it's very fine, it's very thin, and it's very pretty. Now last year we found all of these pieces. We pieced them together. And this year we found the final piece of the plate. They come with different patterns. This is sort of a feather edge, there's shell edge, sometimes they're more of a paneled edge. At the time, Wedgwood was not only an excellent potter, he was an excellent marketer. And so he made a set of this. He sent it off to the Queen Charlotte, and then he marketed it as used by the Queen. And so it's sometimes known as Queensware in the literature as well. Later than this, they started putting some patterns on this, but that's quite rare. We did find a piece of a teacup from this house about 4 years ago that actually had a polychrome multicolored pattern on it.